You guys probably want a bump update, so I will go ahead and do that. Welcome to today's vlog. I haven't been here in so long and I'm so sorry. I've just been so busy. Corey is in his lobster season, which is the busiest time of year, and so it always is busy for me because it leaves all the stuff up to me. I have to do all the cooking, the cleaning, I have to walk the dog 3 times a day, plus I'm working. Also, my parents were living here for 2 months and so they just left, so I feel like I might actually have some time to pick back up on the vlogs. I feel like I say that every vlog, but this time I mean it. So, you guys are due for an update. The last time I was on here was quite a while ago. I think I was 12 weeks maybe. I am now currently 18 weeks pregnant, so that's crazy. But yeah, I'm feeling really good. Trying to think back, I was extremely nauseous and had really bad heartburn until about 15 weeks, and then at 15 weeks it was like a switch. So I went from barely being able to eat, feeling nauseous all the time, throwing up all the time, to feeling great. Like, I still had some heartburn. My doctor had given me a prescription for heartburn, so I have been taking that. I just stopped taking it a few days ago just because I wanted to see if I needed it, and I've had some, but not too much, so I think I'm going to try to stay off of that if I can, like to avoid any medication if I can. So that is where I'm at, but I've been feeling so good. I feel so happy to be at where I'm at, like after all those years of trying and all those needles. Like, I still cannot believe that I'm here. It's so crazy. Everything's been really good. I obviously do want to touch on, I have had a little bit of anxiety, which I expected, both from a loss perspective and an infertility perspective. With loss, my last loss was at about 22 weeks, so I'm kind of getting to that date, and it all kind of fell apart at my anatomy scan, and my anatomy scan is in a couple weeks, so it's coming up, and the closer that I get, the more anxious I get. So that's no surprise. The unfortunate thing about that is, I'm sorry if you guys can hear my dog, like, he's just standing beside me panting, which is driving me so crazy. I'm gonna let him outside. Anyways, so as that anatomy scan gets closer, I get more anxious. So I feel like literally the days and the moments beforehand, I'm gonna be a wreck. It doesn't help that I will most likely have to go to my anatomy scan without my husband Corey, which just adds to the anxiety because he helps level me out, and without him there, it's gonna be tricky, but it's gonna be good. My 12-week scan, they said they really didn't expect anything to come up, so I just have to keep reminding myself of that, and reminding myself that it is a different pregnancy. But it almost feels like when you've gone through loss and infertility, and especially after so many failed cycles and failed attempts at IVF, you're like waiting for the shoe to drop, because it seems like it's never really good. So you're kind of on edge all the time. But I have to say, I've been working really hard on my mental health, and I feel like I'm doing a good job. I feel happy most of the time with some anxiety in there, but I haven't had any episodes where my anxiety is like so bad that I can't breathe or I can't cope, or I just feel like pulling my hair out or scratching my skin off. If you have anxiety, you know exactly what I mean. I haven't had too much of that, so I'm grateful for that, but I'm feeling really good. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and this doctor's appointment will just be my regular prenatal appointment. So basically, I always call them my uneventful appointments, because basically all they do is they do weight, blood pressure, sometimes they do a urine sample, and they usually use the Doppler to hear the heartbeat. So yeah, pretty uneventful. I have a Doppler at home that I've had since I was pregnant with Kelvin. A friend of mine lent it to me, and I used it with Kelvin, and then after we lost Kelvin, I tucked it away and honestly totally forgot about it. So I'm sorry, Nicole, I still have that. I'm a terrible friend. I never returned it to you. And then I remembered about it just kind of right before I got pregnant with this baby. So I haven't been using it a whole lot. I think I've done it maybe 3 times at home. The first time was early. I couldn't find a heartbeat. The second time I did find it, but it took me a long time. And the third time it was pretty easy to find, but it was kind of faint. Even at my last appointment with my OB, she had a hard time finding the heartbeat. She kind of commented like, "Ooh, I think you might have a anterior placenta," which I did have with Calvin, and that just means that the placenta is in front of the baby. So oftentimes when you have an anterior placenta, the baby could be like kicking, but the placenta is kind of absorbing the shock of the baby's movement, so you often don't feel it. So that sucks, but there's nothing I can do about it. So we'll find out for sure at my anatomy scan, I guess, where my placenta is. I did feel the baby move one time, one kick. It was at last week, I think. It was at like 17 weeks and 4 days, and I was walking the dog, and I just felt I was gonna say two singular, but that doesn't make sense. 2 little kicks, boom, boom, and that was it. I haven't felt anything since, but I know that's what it was, because it felt the exact same as it did when I was pregnant with Kelvin. So yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm hoping that after my anatomy scan, I will have a little bit of weight off my shoulders, and I'll be able to kind of let it sink in more, get a little bit more excited, start buying things, clean out the room. I refuse to clean out the room or buy anything until after my anatomy scan, because with Calvin, we had cleaned out his whole room, got a bassinet in there and everything, and then it was just so shitty looking at this empty room for pretty much almost 2 years. And then I finally moved Corey's office stuff back in probably a month before our last transfer, and what do you know, it worked. So now we have to move everything out, which is fine, but I just don't want to do that until after the scan, and I know that everything is all right to this point. I doubt that I'll ever be completely, how do I say this? I don't know that my anxiety will be completely gone ever, just because of my knowledge, my increased amount of knowledge now after having a stillbirth, and connecting with a lot of different people. I know stillbirths can happen right up till the very end, so I don't know that I'll ever be completely 100% not anxious, but I'm hoping that after the scan, it'll alleviate a little bit, but I don't really know until I get there, so we'll have to wait and find out. So I'm so happy you guys are here. You guys probably want a bump update, so I will go ahead and see if I can. I'm gonna have to angle this up a bit. All right, so this is my bump I am 18 weeks and 2 days today, so yeah, it's definitely there. It's more there in the evening than it is in the morning for sure. It grows throughout the day, but yeah, I kind of love it. I love watching it get bigger. I don't know if it's bigger since the last time I showed you or not. I'm sure it is, but yeah. So that's my bump. So I have my appointment tomorrow, which probably will be pretty uneventful, and then my anatomy scan is in a week and a half, so I'll definitely pop on here and let you guys know how that goes. If I'm not on before, I'll try to get another video up next Sunday. I'm a day late with this video today, but I just kept saying I was going to get it done and I wasn't getting it done, so I finally said frig it, I'm just gonna do it. Didn't even put my makeup on or anything. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, and you can get the more recent updates, and I will see you guys later. Bye!